shocked to see this as she doesn't expect Shun to break out of her illusion spell, and he did this by his own power without any external interference. Liesa steps in, telling Eurisha to back off because Shun is not interested. Eurisha is disappointed but has no choice but to respect Shun's wishes since he has no interest whatsoever. However, she tells Shun that it is true that the organization is having issues with error monsters. She points out the incident of the Void Dragon, trying to let Shun know that the appearance of the error monsters is a mystery. Shun thinks about it too, and he agrees with the deduction. Shun remembers that he felt no presence before the Void Dragon appeared out of nowhere. Shun immediately falls into a state of thinking. Eurisha notices his worries and opens up about the investigation that the organization has been conducting. According to the investigation that has been carried out by the organization, it seems an error monster will appear close to the area again. Because of this theory, Eurisha was on the lookout for more clues. It then dawns on Shun that Eurisha was acting all pushy because she needed to find error monsters. Just then, Gazaria's minions enter the guild. Shun is surprised to see that the two made it out of the dungeon safe and sound. Suddenly, chaos erupts. Error monsters appear in the area. Multiple stone golems start chasing people around. The adventurers in the area waste no time going after the monsters, but they are no match for the powerful golems. The adventurers get slashed, kicked, and stomped to the ground. Shun, Eurisha, and Liesa watch as the adventurers are decimated and kicked around. Shun is confused about what he is looking at. He is in his head, trying to figure out how the monsters suddenly appear in the area. The most viable conclusion is that the monsters can teleport, but Eurisha says she has never heard of monsters having teleportation powers in the past. Eurisha holds out an appraisal stone to check the status of the monsters. She is able to confirm that they are leap golems, but their level remains hidden. Just then, more monsters show up to join the attack. This finally gets on Eurisha's nerves and she swings into action. With her illusion power, she creates multiple versions of herself. Shun is shocked to see Eurisha in action, and the lady reminds Shun that she is a champion of justice and she can't sit by idly while the monsters rampage the area. Eurisha and her clones rush toward the monsters, delivering swift attacks. Shun is impressed by what he is looking at. He knows that Eurisha has illusion skills, but for her to create physical forms of them is very impressive. Eurisha starts cutting the golems with her short sword, but Shun notices that there are more golems in the area. Shun knows very well that Eurisha can't handle the monsters all by herself. Shun then tells Liesa to handle the evacuation process while he joins Eurisha on the battlefield. Shun realizes that he has been engaged in one battle after another, but he is determined not to give up as long as he is able to help. A kid gets trapped by the golems, and he screams for help. Just as the golem is about to squash the child, Shun arrives at the right moment. Using his skill, he cuts off the golem's limbs. Shun then turns to the child. He assures him that he is going to take care of the monsters and urges the kid to run away. The kid, being a smart one, does as told, and he runs off. Shun now stands in front of the golems and decides to check the status screen. From the experience points consumption rate, he realizes that the black flame magic costs him 20 points, while the principle of attack costs him 10 points. As for his attack power, it increases for only a few seconds. Shun figures out that if he tries to fight them one by one, he will run out of experience points before he knows it. Shun comes to the best conclusion that he can, and this is him taking down all of the golems in one strike. Just then, Shun notices something important. He realizes that the golems have a hard time catching up to Eurisha. This begs the question of whether the golems cannot use their teleportation ability. But then something else comes into his head at that moment, but before he can finish processing it, the golems come after him. Shun manages to catch all of their attention, and the golems chase after him. However, the golems catch up to Shun in no time, showing that they are not just big, but they are also fast. Shun is able to block the attacks from the golems, but his HP keeps reducing. Shun is backed into a corner, and the kid he saved worries that Shun might die. Shun gets punched by one of the golems. He gets thrown off balance but refuses to retaliate because he is planning something. The golems continue attacking him, but he keeps holding out. Even Eurisha is now worried that Shun is going to get killed. Shun has figured out that there is only one way he will defeat the golems. Since he has figured out that their ability is not teleportation, it makes things easy for him. Shun has put it together that though the golems are extremely fast for their stature, they can only move in straight lines. With this, Shun aims to put all the golems in a single position. After getting beaten up repeatedly, Shun is able to achieve his aim. He now has the golems on a straight line, which is what he wants. Knowing that there is no escape room for any of the monsters, Shun activates his Black Flame magic. With the Black Flame attack, Shun takes down all of the golems in one go. Everyone watching is left stunned by this high level of skill displayed by Shun. Some of the adventurers cannot believe their eyes as they wonder what sort of magic Shun is operating on. Eurisha is impressed with what she is seeing, and not just the magic, but by Shun himself. Eurisha finally realizes that Shun had to wait for the right chance so he could take down all of the golems in one go. This only confirms what Eurisha suspects, and this is the fact that Shun is no ordinary person. After defeating the golems, the status screen displays new information for Shun to see. His experience has become -4, and his maximum experience point has also increased to 90. Shun has also acquired a new skill, which is the Revenger Curse. Shun knows that as the curse lifting progresses, detailed data on error skills will become viewable. As for the Revenger Curse skill, it will take 30 experience points from his total experience points. The skill can be activated when taking an attack. This then returns the same damage received to the opponent. It dawns on Shun that the curse-lifting progress is what the mysterious guy who appeared to him was trying to explain. While thinking about the new skill he just acquired, the kid he saved shows up with his mother to thank Shun. The boy stretches his hand to appreciate Shun. Shun's face lights up in excitement as he sees this. He wastes no time before holding the boy's hand just like a proper hero would do. Shun tells the kid that he is also happy that he is able to save him. Later on, Shun receives the town's mayor. The mayor kneels in front of Shun, thanking him for his heroics. The old man doesn't hold back from letting the tears of joy flow freely from his eyes. Even Shun is flattered by the number of praises that he has received, and he is even begging the mayor to stop. Eurisha is enjoying every bit of the moment, and she urges Shun to do the same. Eurisha reminds Shun that he saved people, so it is not rude for him to accept the praises. Eurisha is happy that she is right about Shun, and to celebrate this, she asks for more drinks. Meanwhile, the other adventurers are already getting jealous of Shun. They have always seen him as the trash among them, but now he is receiving all the praise in the world. They are also mad that he has women all around him. They can't believe that Shun was the one who defeated the monsters. They are so delusional that they believe he used some sort of cheat to get by. The kid who Shun saved heard them, and being the brave he is, he challenges them. He scolds them for making fun of Shun and tells them that they need to be ashamed of themselves. The adventurers cannot believe that they are being scolded by a kid. However, the kid is not even ready to back down yet, as he tells them that they need to stop saying bad things about people. Shun sees the kid scolding the rude adventurers, and he laughs, knowing that he has someone who has his back. On the other hand, Shun is just glad that peace has returned to the town. As they continue drinking, Eurisha reminds Shun about what they talked about earlier. She mentions the fact that she didn't sense the monster's presence before they suddenly appeared. She asks Shun if the same thing happened with the Void Dragon, and he says yes. Shun remembers that Gazaria, the brat, wasn't the one who summoned the dragon. This means that there are other possibilities in the book. Taking all of these into account, Shun asks Eurisha about the investigation. He remembers Eurisha telling him that monsters would appear in the area, and just as she said, they did. She then asks Eurisha why it happened like that. Eurisha is impressed with Shun's observation. Eurisha explains that the phenomenon behind it is simple. She says the error monsters often appear again near where they previously appeared. Looking at the map of where the monsters have appeared, it is pretty obvious that they are in close proximity to each other. However, Eurisha tells Shun that they have no idea why this is happening. Shun sits down in deep thought and puts together everything he has learned so far. He notices that there is something off, and he doesn't want to count it as a coincidence. Just then, Shun gets a bright idea. He tells Eurisha that they need to check something out. He admits that he might have overlooked something tremendous. At the site where the golems were destroyed, Gazaria's minions can be seen observing the remains. With the conversation going on between the two, it seems they are aware of what is going on. Just then, Shun appears out of nowhere and comes after the two with his sword. However, Shun's attack is parried away. Shun pulls back, and with what he is looking at, he realizes that his assumptions were right. One of the guys is not happy that they are busted and wishes he had put up a people-repelling barrier. Eurisha takes a good look at the guys to see that they are also at the guild. Shun tells Eurisha that he figured out what was happening from the earlier conversation. Apparently, the appearance of the error monsters is not natural. They are being carried out by someone, and the culprits are the two guys. The two have always been present wherever the error monsters appear. The two were able to carry out their evil plans while staying in Gazaria's shadows to cover their tracks. It turns out that the two also have monster summoning skills, and they were the ones bringing forth the error monsters. The two are impressed with the fact that Shun is able to figure out all of these. The two reveal that they deliberately left traces too. Just like proper villains do, the two smile while announcing Gazaria's death. They claim that they are heartbroken about the loss, but clearly they are not. Eurecia is tired of taking trash from the two, and she charges toward them in anger. She is able to reach one of them, and before he can react, Eurecia pushes her knife into his head. Eurecia is about to land the hit, but surprisingly, her attack has no effect on the target. The guy she went after had a mask on his face, and the knife attack only destroyed the mask. With the mask gone, the guy's real face is revealed. He has green hair, green eyes, and he painted his nails green too. Eurecia is disappointed that she wasn't able to deal damage, but at the same time, she is impressed with the kind of techniques that the guys use. The green-haired guy, Carla, replies to Eurecia's compliments. He tells her that he is honored to have received such compliments from an S-rank adventurer. In addition to Carla's ugly face, he also has a weird mark on his left cheek. The two then turn to Shun, telling him that they are impressed with how he was able to see through their deceit. Carla continues further by saying Shun probably was able to achieve this because he is Pharaoh's son. Shun is shocked when he hears this because he doesn't expect the two to know his father's name. This catches Shun's attention, and he asks the two how they know his father's name. Carla is about to continue talking when his partner tells him to shut it. He reminds Carla that he would be divulging too much information if he kept talking. Carla admits his mistake and apologizes. However, they have managed to get Shun angry just by mentioning his father's name. Shun's eyes turn red, and with rage burning through him, he demands that the two tell him everything that they know. The memory of his father leaving replays in his head all over again. He remembers telling his father not to be a sacrifice, but his father insisted that he needed to go. His father lets him know that he needs to stop the evil lord, who is the mastermind behind the creation of monsters. His father mentions that the only solution to the problem is to leave and join the fight. Shun held his father tight, promising to fight with his father when he grows up. Since Shun was not able to stop his father from leaving, the determination to get stronger and find his father has always been there. He trained from when he was a kid and never stopped. Even when his peers were mocking him, he didn't back down. Shun stayed true to his decision and kept fighting. At some point, he got beaten up by Gazaria's minions. They called his father trash, telling him that his father is dead. However, Shun doesn't believe this fact. Shun tries to argue with them, but this only earns him more beatings from the bullies. Remembering all of these, Shun gets madder. With a purple aura surrounding him, Shun orders the two to talk. Carla's partner arrogantly replies that they have no reason to tell him anything. He suggests that Shun shut up, but this only gets on Shun's nerves. He unleashes a powerful attack that sends the guy flying into the distance. Carla is shocked but impressed at the same time. Carla says Shun is even more threatening than when he defeated the golems. Eurecia wants to join in the fight, but Shun tells her not to. He promises to defeat the two all by himself. Eurecia realizes that Shun means every word, and she honors his request by staying on the sidelines. Carla then uses his power to summon a bunch of golems, hoping that they are going to stop Shun. Carla believes he has done something good, but his smile fades the moment Shun takes all of them down in one strike. Even Eurecia is shocked to see this, but Carla, being the psychopath that he is, smiles yet again. Carla's partner then tells him to stop playing around. Carla then says something really weird. He says Pharaoh will get angry, and this statement catches Shun's attention. He immediately demands to know why his father's name is coming up during the conversation. Carla laughs it off, telling Shun to forget that he said anything. However, Shun is not to be messed with in his current state of mind. Before Carla can blink, Shun reaches him. Shun swings his sword with so much fury that it would have ended Carla, but he got saved by his clones yet again. By the time Shun looks around, he sees Carla and his partner standing on a distant rooftop. Carla continues to make fun of Shun, while his partner calls for restraint. Carla makes jokes about scary Shun's face and then tells him that he should ask Eurecia for information if he wants to know more about his father. Carla claims that Shun will understand the situation better if Eurecia explains to him. As usual, Carla's partner tells Carla to stop talking before he puts them into trouble. Carla finally agrees to leave things for now since their objective in the area is already complete. With his annoying face, Carla tells Shun that they will meet again soon. Carla then opens a magic circle in an attempt to teleport away from the location. This really pisses Shun off, and before the two realize what is happening, Shun appears beside them. With just a strike, he destroys the teleportation portal. Fear grips the two as they realize that they have really gone over the top. Carla's partner is the most worried as he catches a glimpse of Shun behind him. Shun reminds the two that he will be the one to defeat them. Before Shun's attack can hit the guy, he easily parries it. Shun is shocked that the guy is able to block the attack. Carla's partner agrees that Shun is strong, but says it is not enough to go against him. However, Shun is not ready to back off. He repositions himself and comes after the two. Carla smiles evilly, telling Shun that he is getting over his head. Carla claims that he was prepared to let Shun go, but he has crossed the line and now he has to die. Shun uses his Black Flame attack, but Carla easily blocks the attack with a similar attack called the Black Lightning. Shun is shocked to see this as he wonders how Carla is using the same type of magic as him. Without thinking too much about it, Carla figures out that Shun is able to use the power behind the world too. It turns out that Carla and his partner can also access this power. Shun is surprised, and the same can be said for Carla and his partner. They are surprised that Pharaoh's son was able to awaken to such powerful magic on his own. Shun is then asked if he has intentions of coming with them. Shun angrily replies that he has no intention of following the guys because they are the bad guys. Shun suggests that the two surrender and confess everything that they know. Shun resumes his attack and charges toward the two. Carla and his partner are not impressed with Shun's decision. Carla says they no longer have a choice but to fight Shun since he is determined to oppose them. Carla's face turns really dark as he tells Shun that they are going to kill him. Carla easily blocks Shun's attack, leaving Shun shocked. Carla launches a counterattack that almost costs Shun his eyes, but he manages to block the attack. Even Carla is impressed by Shun's skills and techniques. Shun swings his sword at Carla again, but he misses. He realizes that he not only missed, but Carla is no longer where he targeted. Shun figures out that Carla's power is instant teleportation of objects. Shun comes to the conclusion that he cannot beat Carla and his partner with conventional methods. He knows that the only skill that might give him a chance is the Revenger's Curse skill. Euretia notices that Shun is struggling, and she comes rushing over to try and help, but Shun stops her. He maintains his stance on defeating Carla and his partner all by himself. Shun makes a strong stance and dares the two to come at him together. Shun is banking on their recklessness to finish the fight in one blow. Carla and his partner recognize the immense power and aura coming from Shun. Carla believes that Shun is reckless for trying to take them on all by himself. However, Carla's partner tells him not to joke around with Shun. He reminds Carla that Shun is Pharaoh's son, and they should hit him with their most powerful attack. Carla agrees to this, believing that it would be nice if they send Shun off with a blast. With this, the two prepare their most powerful attack. Shun is shocked when he sees what the two have in store for him. Carla's partner unleashes a mountain of swords, and coupled with Carla's power of teleportation, the swords appear above Shun's head. Shun realizes that he has no escape from the incoming attack. Euretia sees this and immediately becomes worried. She tries rushing toward Shun, but there is no opening for her. Shun runs toward Carla and his evil partner, but one of the swords pierces his arm, stopping him dead in his tracks. Just as the hits start coming in, Shun seizes the perfect opportunity to activate his error skill, the Revenger Curse. Since the skill returns the damage to the attack, the skill kicks into effect. All the damage that Shun is supposed to suffer immediately shifts sides and affects Carla and his partner. The two get bloodied over by the attacks, leaving them pissed. Neither of them believed that Shun could have learned the Revenger Curse skill. Carla then realizes that Shun intentionally provoked them so that they would throw everything they had at him. Without wasting time, Shun uses his sword attack to hit the already weakened brats. Unable to dodge the blow, the two are hit, and Carla is the first to pass out. Euretia stands in the distance, watching in shock and disbelief. To contribute to the battle, Euretia restrains the two using her magic. Carla is knocked out, but his partner is acting all tough. Shun has no time to play around with the guy and he knocks him out cold. With this, Shun is able to keep his promise that he will be the one to defeat the two. Shun heaves a sigh of relief once he realizes that the two are out of commission. He tries walking but almost falls off due to exhaustion. Euretia comes to his aid and holds him before he falls. Euretia was impressed by how Shun handled the fight. Everything she has seen so far just continues to prove her right that Shun is not an ordinary kid. Shun is worried about Carla and his partner, but Euretia assures him that everything is under control. She has already called some of the guild members to come and handle the two. Shun looks into the distance to see the people from the guild running toward them. Euretia then gives Shun a recovery potion so he can get his strength back up. Euretia uses this to shoot her shot by offering to use her mouth to give Shun the potion, but he humbly rejects the offer. Shun gulps the recovery potion, and in an instant, All of his injuries are healed. Shun is impressed with Eurasia's generosity because he is well aware that the recovery potion is expensive. Recognizing this fact, Shun thanks Euresia for her help. Euresia then demands that she and Shun talk in private. Shun agrees to this, and the two sit down to talk. Euresia tells him that it is about his father. Apparently, there is something she has been hiding from him about his father. In a moment of truth, Euresia tells Shuna that his father is behind the error monsters. This piece of information hits Shuna really hard, forcing him to stand up from where he is sitting. He is forced to ask Euresia if she is sure of what she is saying. Euresia lets him know that she understands his feelings, but the truth behind the entire thing is that Laventon has already reached the conclusion 5 years ago. Euresia was initially wary of Shun because she believed that he was working with his father. Euresia continues by saying Carla and his partner have confirmed that Pharaoh is involved in everything. Due to this new development, she knows that Pharaoh will come under extensive investigation. Shun remains mute because he finds it hard to believe what he is being told. Euresia understands Shun's silence and all. She then reveals that Pharaoh was a very powerful S-rank adventurer. Everyone knows who Pharaoh Bright is, and even among the other S-rank hunters, Pharaoh is the best. In fact, he is so strong that if all of the S-rank adventurers try to take him on, he will still come out as the winner. However, everything changed the very day Pharaoh fought the evil lord. After she is done telling Shun the secret, she clearly sees the guy's sad face. Shun also realizes that he was being scouted for Laventon, but not because he defeated the dragon. It turns out that they always wanted Shun in the organization so that they could keep an eye on him. Euresia smiles when she realizes that Shun is not like his father, who likes to hide things. She also notices that Shun is acting off, and she urges him not to be, telling him that everyone is trying their best for the country too. She then tells him that they have no interest in forcing him to join Laventon, but after everything that he has heard, Shun's mind has already changed. He tells Euresia that he is now willing to join the fight against his father. He became an adventurer because of his father, and he considers it fate to have to be the one to track down his father. Just then, Lisa enters the room with tears in her eyes. She had already figured out that Shun was leaving, and she held him, telling him not to leave her. Shun notices that the girl is drunk already, but suddenly, Lise starts asking that she follow them too. Euresia tells Lise that she is free to follow them as long as she passes the recruitment test to enter the organization. Liesa confidently tells the two that she will pass the test as long as she uses her power. The two are confused as to what power she is talking about. However, she remains quiet about it. Euresia already suspected that Liesa has something up her sleeve, and this might just reveal her hand. Euresia then tells the two that they are going to leave for Laventon the next day. Liesa is so excited that she suggests that they leave that night. However, Shun tells Liesa that they can't take an intoxicated person with them. Liesa turns things around with the pity card, telling Shun that she loves him, and this is why she will follow him anywhere. Shun's face turns red when he hears this, but he can only acknowledge what Liesa said. Euresia then asks him if his resolve hasn't changed, and he says yes. He is still interested in joining the organization to uncover his father's secrets. Euresia is glad to hear this, telling Shun that no one wants Pharaoh to have an enemy too. Shun is determined to track down his father and catch up to him. The next day, the two arrive at the Laventon headquarters, Windsor. They are surprised to see a whole different scenery with lots of people in the city. Shun is expecting something like a secret headquarters, but the whole area is crawling with people like a festival. Euresia then tells him that Laventon's recruitment is open to the public. The test is a 1 versus 1 battle with examiners. People come from long distances just to come and participate in the matches. Euresia then tells Shun not to be scared because the first examiner is just about A rank level. Since Shun is able to stand his own against Euresia herself, she is confident that the boy has what it takes to pass the exam with ease. Liese hears this and rejoices that, thankfully, Shun won't have to go against monsters like Euresia. Shun and Euresia are shocked at how audacious the girl is. However, Euresia doesn't take this as an offense, rather a compliment. Euresia then suggests that they visit the reception first. They arrive at the organization's building, which is a very big building. Upon entering the building, Euresia is happily welcomed by the two attendants in the room. They call her Big Sister and also commend her for capturing an enemy executive. The two immediately turn their attention to Shun and Liese. They see the two as leeches who are trying to get close to Euresia. Euresia quickly steps in, telling the girls that Shun is the one who helped capture the enemy executive. Euresia then tells the girls that Shun and Liese will also be taking the recruitment test. Even after hearing this, the two don't back off. They keep saying trash to Shun, that he only helped so he can steal Eurisha's limelight. Liesa wants to defend Shun, but the guy tells her that there is no need for that since he is already used to a life like that. The two continue insulting Shun until Eurisha finally gets mad. She scolds the two, reminding them of what she is capable of doing. Fear grips the two, but this is enough to scare them off Shun's back. The attendants then offered to lead the two to the recruitment room. The two are taken to another room to meet an attendant with purple hair girl. With a smile on her face, she distributes some sort of booklet. Just as she gets close to Liesa, Shun notices something off. Before Shun knows what is happening, the girl attacks Liesa. She grabs Liesa and holds her hostage. Shun wants to rush to Liesa's aid, but the evil attendant demands that he stay back. She threatens to unalive Liesa and suggests that Shun drop his weapon. Shun is shocked to see this, and he asks the girl if she is not a staff member in the organization. The girl then reveals something shocking. She tells Shun that her transformation skill can change her appearance to any person. She is able to mimic the person's voice down to everything as detailed as fingerprints. The girl was able to infiltrate the organization by mimicking a staff member. Apparently, the girl is one of Carla's people. She then demands to know where Carla was taken. However, Shun replies that he has no idea where Carla and his partner are being held. The evil attendant gets mad and she raises her knife to Liesa's throat to show Shun that she is not messing around. Liesa, on the other hand, is not scared. She tells Shun not to listen to what the attendant is saying. The girl demands that Shun drop his weapon and he agrees to this. Shun drops his sword but does something shocking. Shun activates the principle of attack skill and hits Liesa with it. With the sudden power hitting Liesa, she is able to grab her captor and smash her to the ground. The attendant cannot believe what just happened, and how Liesa suddenly found the immense strength to do that to her. It turns out that Shun took a gamble when he used the principle of attack on Liesa. As he suspected, the skill can work on others too. Shun grabs his sword and smashes the girl with purple hair into the wall before she can even react. Once he is sure that he has incapacitated the purple head, Shun makes sure that there is no other suspicious presence in the area. However, he is worried that there might be some others like the purple head who is hiding in the organization. He then screams at the top of his voice to call everyone's attention to the spy that they just caught. Just then, something surprising happens. The purple head smiles and looks at the two before telling them that they have passed the preliminary test. Hearing this shocks Shun and Liesa as they had no idea that they were being tested.